I don't want to wake up someday knowing I could have actually followed my dreams in life. Because even though, you know, even though I think that everybody, regardless of what path you choose in life, has had some type of dream. Like, and when I was a little kid, I always hated in class when the teachers or whoever, if any adult or not even adult, if another kid would ask, like that one question, nobody ever has an answer for it. What do you want to be when you grow up, right? Um, and I never wanted to. I always wanted. I felt pressured, I guess, to. Oh, I have to come up with something. Like I have to. There has to be some type of thing that fits me perfectly that I could just do. And I think everybody in life they get that pressure when you're a little kid and they think, man, I have to find a job that suits me. Or, they make they make work your life, basically, I guess is what I'm saying. And I never wanted to be that. I always wanted to, like, when I was a kid, bro, they asked me one time, they had like a little worksheet or whatever, and they said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said like ninja or something. So I was obviously they were talking about like a job, but like I was a kid, dude. I was in kindergarten. Like, you think a kindergartner is not gonna put like Spider Man or something on there? It's like I don't get how they expect like a little kid to put, like, what do you think a kid's gonna be like? Oh yeah, I want to be a mailman or something. But I feel like there's so many kids though that are kind of lucky because they had parents who, you know, good parents who raised them, and so they already kind of had an idea of what they wanted it to be because they looked up to their parents. They're like, maybe their dad's a firefighter, and like, oh, I want to be a firefighter or a cop or whatever. But I never had that, and so you know, um, I didn't want to be like, I had to find some other way, kind of. I was one of those kids. I used to always just watch TV, just cartoons, movies, whatever. I was just glued to the TV, and it kind of, in a way, like it didn't raise me, but like it's where I got a lot of my values, I think, and so I kind of, in a way, you know, I think it made me more creative, honestly. Not to say like I'm some creative thinking guy or whatever. Like I'm definitely, well, I don't know. I'm definitely more artistic brained. I think I'm not like good with the logical stuff at all. I suck at like, sucked at school, sucked at like math, all that stuff. I'm garbage at. But I think I am more better suited for like artistic things. But the thing is, like, ever since I was a little kid, I've always had this. There's this deep part in my heart that I knew I wanted to do something. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what job I was gonna have in the future. I didn't know what I was gonna do the next day. But I knew that there's something deep inside me where it was like, I want to do something. I knew that I wanted to make something. I wanted to make something that would last. And I wasn't a person, like, I wasn't one of those people that's like, I want to change the world. Like, I've never been a person like that. Like, there's nothing wrong with being a person like that. I think that's awesome. And I think that's amazing that there's people out there who want to change the world. But I never, in my mind, like every time I heard change the world, I like, it wasn't something that interested me. I wanted to do something where I created something that people could enjoy. I knew I was an artist, like an artist since a young age. So I knew I wanted to do something artistically, like a project. Like I wanted to make a movie or, I'm not a musician or anything, but maybe make a song, do something like that. I always knew there was this deep, deep inner part of me that I wanted to make something that people could experience and relate to on a deep level. And maybe in some way, like, I think filmmaking is such a beautiful thing. Like, it's capturing a moment. What I think it is, like, I'm not. I didn't go to film school or whatever, but I think of it as like capturing a moment. Like I think that's such a beautiful idea, and like life is so full of so many different moments that there's so many different aspects you can come at it with. You could make one scene with one camera in one spot with the same characters over and over and over, and each scene you can make a completely different short film or whatever you would make. You can do a completely total vibe, different vibe. You can make it scary, you can make it funny, you can make it romantic, you can make it whatever. And I think that's what's so beautiful about art is that it encapsulates everything. Everything in life is art. Not just like art isn't just people think of art like, oh, I'm gonna go make do a drawing or make a painting or whatever. I'm gonna sculpt something, or maybe I'm gonna do some crafts or whatever. Art isn't just. It's not like a physical thing. Art isn't like I'm gonna go do some art. I'm gonna construct some art. It's like art is a art is a. Uh, I wish I could find the word. Dude, art is so deep. So many. I can't even describe what art is. Art is like art is a lifestyle. Art is no, you know what? Art isn't a lifestyle. Art is life. All of life is art, and we are the artists. Like what you have to realize is you can make a film that can be art. You can make a song that can be art. You can have a performance that can be perceived as art. Like art isn't just a thing you do. Art is a way of living. Every single day we do art. Even if you're not a person who thinks that you're into art or whatever, in some form or another you consume maybe media or you probably read books, watch television, or on your phone, whatever. In some way, shape, or form, we all consume art. Like people don't realize how important art is to society, and I think like it shapes us, it molds us, it does everything. It's not just like it's not just people think, oh, it's just like art is just in museums. No, art is all around you. Art is the floor you're standing on right now is art. Like if you have a house that was constructed and made by people who put thought into it and passion, and it's a form of creativity that can't be bound by just by ideals. Like art is it flows through you. It's a feeling, it's an emotion, it's everything. Like art, I wish I could explain how much like every single thing you do in life is in some way shape or form a form of art, an art form. Like even if you're a public speaker, that's a form of art. If you're a person if you have relationships with a person, you create art with them, like just existing. And this sounds, man, it sounds kind of stupid, but genuinely when you think about it, man, I wish I was better at articulating myself, but sadly I'm not. You just have to I don't know, man. You just have to look at things. And for me, for a person who like my whole life I've looked at everything through an artistic lens, so it's hard for me not to just say, "Oh, everything's art." Like it's so hard for me not to just be like, "Dude, life is just art." But like if you look at it, anything that's done with art, anything that's done with passion and has a well, it doesn't even need to have a technique to it. Just anything that has passion and emotion and genuine, like it has to be real, it has to come from your heart, something that you're genuinely uh, putting your full being into, your identity. Like art is your identity, it is your style, it's fashion, it's whatever. Whenever you put your whole being into something, that is you creating art, regardless of what it is. It could be your job, you could be a construction worker, and if you're passionate about what you're doing, you are creating art. And I just think that the world tries to demonize artists, and it tries to, and like, I'm not saying there's people out there going like art is bad or whatever. I'm just saying like I think people don't understand, or they under appreciate how much of society is built on art and how important it is. Like, I think in a lot of ways, art can be more important than. This is going to be kind of controversial, but it can be more important than logic. I think, because with logic you kind of dehumanize people, because you could make an argument like logically that empathy is pointless, other than uh you know it's just so that we can uh so that society can have a way of living on, and biological, just to reproduce, or whatever. There's a lot of scientific points of view on empathy, that it could just literally, that it has no meaning or whatever. But I think with art, it shows us that empathy does have a meaning, and that actually caring is more important than knowing more than a person, I guess. And that's not saying, like, that's not me being anti-logic or anti-science or whatever. That's just me saying that, like, there's some things that you can only experience through art that you cannot experience through any other media, and that have to be experienced, I think, as people. And I don't know, I just wanted to talk about that. I think it's something that doesn't get talked about enough. And yeah, that's it. uh See you. Peace.